get back when we go.
Right, is this thing on then? I guess it is.
Oi!
Yes, I'd say it is. Hello everybody and welcome. The roads here stuck here with girlfriend unit.
What up?
What's up? And today we're going to be doing another little bit of a talking video. Some of you who watch my The Roads Here Suck episodes, you know, the dash cam footage, may recall that I've been pulled over for running a red light. Basically. That's been in July 17th or something like that. And I thought I ran the red light too. But I looked at the dash cam footage and on a technicality, the vehicle has reached the stop bar and therefore entered the intersection before the light has turned red. And therefore I should be not guilty. So if that's the case, my dashboard camera would have saved me from a red light ticket. And in New York City, your first offense for a red light is something along the lines of $278 fine, something like that, if you're pulled over by a police officer. If a red light camera gets you, that's $50. But if a police officer pulls you over, it's $278 for the first offense and $415 for the second offense and $800 something for the third offense or something, within a span of 18 months. But in any case, I had a argument, I should say, from the dashboard camera footage, and I've used this argument in court. So what happened was, you know, I got the ticket, I went online and I pleaded not guilty, and in the mail they sent me a form that I could use in lieu of my appearance, in place of my appearance at court. So I could fill out this letter, attach any evidence, and send it to, you know, New York City's Traffic Violations Bureau to have the judge read over it instead of actually appearing there. Which was funny because, you know, I committed the quote-unquote offense on July, I don't know, what was it, 17th or something like that? July something-ith. And, so I did that. And, the court date was like January 2nd, 2020, like a full half year after the fact. And to me, this was cut clear and dry, so I didn't really want to waste my time going there and appearing and everything like that. So that case came and went. I didn't appear because, you know, I sent a letter there. And I got a little envelope in response, which my lovely assistant / girlfriend unit is holding here. The pink index card, by the way, means censored, because we don't like to give out our address or any personal information like that. And I have not opened it yet, so I don't know what it says. I can guess, but I don't know what it says. So I'm gonna go through this whole process with you guys right now before I open the letter. So I'm gonna tell you guys what I said, then we're gonna open the letter and see what's inside. And I'm going to show you guys, you know, the dashboard camera footage and all that stuff.
I've been in anticipation all day because, as you can see, we have not opened it.
Right. So as I mentioned, I got this letter that I could fill out in lieu of personal appearance or whatever. So I wrote, "Dear Sir / Ma'am, on July 17, 2019 at approximately 3:30 a.m., I was proceeding on 21st Street southbound towards the 59th Street Bridge when I crossed 41st Avenue while the traffic lights were changing. After that I was pulled over and cited for running a steady red light." Okay, yes, you may read it. In the meantime, I'll work on this.
"Upon receiving the footage from my vehicle's dashboard camera, I believe that I am not guilty. I have printed a few frames from this footage to help my case, which I close with this letter. It is my understanding that if a vehicle enters the intersection before the light turns red, then it has entered the intersection legally."
Continue. Scroll down.
Picture 1 shows the vehicle proceeding towards the intersection. The light is yellow. Picture 2 shows the moment the vehicle has made contact with the stop bar and is therefore entering the intersection while the light is yellow. Picture 3 shows the very instant the light turns red. At this point, the vehicle is well over the stop bar and is already in the intersection. As a quick note, the vehicle is equipped with a dashboard camera that takes video about 60 frames per second and has a wide-angle lens. The camera is positioned at the very top of the windshield and is pointed forwards. The vehicle, a Dodge Grand Caravan, has a hood that slopes downwards a bit when it meets the grille, and under the grille is a bumper that slightly protrudes from the vehicle. All of this is to say that due to the camera's position, its lens and the shape of the vehicle, if anything begins to disappear from view, begins to be obscured by the hood, a portion of the vehicle is already at or over it. Because this video is taken at 60 frames per second, pictures 2 and 3 are taken within 1/60th of a second. If there are any doubts or if the pictures do not suffice, the raw footage may be requested and I will be happy to arrange for the digital transfer of the file or mailing a small package with a data CD. In any case, I kindly ask that the charges be dismissed. The law was not violated, the vehicle has entered the intersection before the light has turned red, and the charge is unreasonable, in that there was no sudden dramatic acceleration to make the light for cross traffic stayed red. Shut up! Nobody was in the crosswalks, it was safe to proceed, etc. Thank you very much for your time, and I wish you and everybody there a happy new year. Regards.
Can I use this as a monologue for my next audition?
Perhaps. In any case,
Please cut all of that. Please don't put that on the internet.
I will put this on the
Oh my
internet.
god, don't do it.
That's the whole point of it.
No!
In any case, as girlfriend unit was reading out, the basic gist of it is as
They're
follows.
not gonna listen to any of that. You know that, right?
I'm sure they will.
They're not gonna listen to that shrill.
Thumbs up if you enjoyed her town crier-esque reading of the thing. But in any case, it could be summarized as follows. I basically establish that I have a dashboard camera, what the dashboard camera sees, how it's relevant. You know, I've attached pictures, and I will show that at the end of the video, the 3 pictures, but it's basically one before I enter the intersection, one when the light is yellow and the vehicle makes contact with the stop bar, and one the instant the light turns red and the vehicle is, you know, over the stop bar in the intersection, if that makes sense. And then at the end, I basically said, you know, so the law wasn't broken, but also these charges aren't reasonable in that nobody was in danger or anything like that. Because if it is that close to call, the officer still kind of has the right to make a judgment on the fact, I guess. I don't know. But in any case, I was trying to give as much evidence. I don't know, it took me a good like 30 minutes to an hour to write that. But if it saves $300, it's well worth it. In any case, the moment we've all been waiting for.
I can't see it. It's your arm.
There's nothing else left in this envelope. Now, if the footage cuts out, it's because I'm trying to hide personal information and stuff, but here we go. If I just don't want my full name out. Okay, Department of Motor Vehicles, Traffic Violations Division, Queens North. Time, 9:21 a.m. The following tickets were not guilty. This one, NYC red light. That's it. It's kind of anticlimactic.
Wow, there's nothing here. There's nothing.
I thought they would write something. I thought they would write why, or how, or the reasoning.
Like, you know what? This guy puts so much effort into it. If we make him guilty, he's just gonna keep arguing. Just let him go.
But you know, the following tickets were not guilty. The following tickets were not guilty. NYC red light. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The dashboard camera saved me about $300. Hooray!
Woo!
And like I said, the pictures that I used and the dashboard camera footage I will attach at the end of this video. Until then, we're gonna drive, and I'm just gonna
Can we go to Starbucks?
make a few other. You wanna go to Starbucks?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to Starbs.
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 I do not call it Starbs. On the record, I do not.
Right.
Keep that on the record.
I will keep that on the record.
Now, where's my phone?
So there you have it. Dash cam footage, dash cam pictures, the little letter explaining what's going on, and boom, not guilty. On a technicality. Because it was, in fact, really close. See, I don't blame the officer for this. There's no hard feelings. The officer legit was doing her job.
Feelings.
She was like behind me, I don't know, 1 to 2, maybe 3 blocks away, right? And as if I was in her shoes, I legit would have thought that I ran the red light too. because it was in fact very close. I'm saying like the front bumper of the car made the line before the light turned red. You know, the law says if any part of the car enters the intersection before the red light, it has therefore entered the intersection. And the entrance being defined as the stop bar. But from behind and a long miles away, it kind of may look like, you know, like I in fact ran the red light. But, you know, the officer pulled me over. The officer asked me why I thought I was being pulled over, and I was, you know, in my mind I was like, you know, you wouldn't be pulling me over if I didn't run the red light. So I was like, I missed the yellow light. And I guess she may have thought that was admission of guilt. She wrote me a ticket, and I was like, listen, is there anything that can be done? Can we go back from this? And she's like, nope. But she points to my dashboard camera and she goes, it's all recorded, just take it to court and, you know, and explain your situation. And I was like, all right, that's fair. So in this case, you know, it wasn't malicious or anything. She was doing her job. She was convinced that I actually ran the red light, which I understand. And on a technicality, the dashboard camera saved my ass. As for why I cut it that close, the vehicle was loaded up. I was just beginning to work, I guess. And it was loaded up heavy with lots of boxes, floor to ceiling, side to side. And you know, sometimes when you just start driving and you load up the vehicle like that and you push on the gas, it doesn't react the way you want it to, in the sense that it kind of wimped out a little bit. So that's why I missed it by a fraction of a second, but I didn't miss it per se. Again, technicality, the vehicle entered the intersection. So yeah. That was actually kind of fun, because this was like one of those, how should I say it, the like true purpose of court, I guess, like you've been accused and prove yourself innocent and stuff. It wasn't like a bullshit thing that I was like, guys, this is bullshit. This was more like, I'm innocent, here is why, you know? Does that make sense, or did you already zone me out? You already zoned me out.
I thought you were talking to the camera. No, it makes sense.
So yeah.
I was trying to get my hairs down top of my head.
Now, this isn't the first time the dashboard camera saved my ass. I'm trying to think. The examples that I have on YouTube that you guys would know of, that I could easily prove to you guys, would be the first time I got a seatbelt ticket. It was a bullshit thing. The officer pulled me over for a bullshit excuse and said, well, I'll cut you a favor by giving you a seatbelt ticket. And this was during the time they were doing a seatbelt crackdown back in, like, I don't know, 2017 for the
You were driving without a seatbelt?
No, I was driving with a seatbelt. I said, they pulled me over for a bullshit excuse. And I said, guys, this was bullshit. And he's looking at me and he's like, well, I can do you a favor and write you a seatbelt ticket instead.
You better not be driving without a seatbelt.
So I actually took it to court, and my dashboard camera, you could hear me putting on the seatbelt. You could see me pulling out. You could see that I was actually trying to make a left turn as was legally practicable. Practical, or whatever. Point is, the officer was caught lying, and they threw the case out. The dashboard camera saved me about $120 then.
Nothing happened to the officer?
I'm sure he got in trouble. I have another friend who's a police officer, and he said for shit like that, you can get in a lot of trouble.
Good.
Then the other time that I can think of that the dashboard camera actually saved my ass was when I got a speed camera ticket for $50, and I said basically, hey, this was defensive speeding. If I run over this moped guy, you know, I had to speed up to go around, basically, and the camera was right there at that point in time. And that was, you know, that was dismissed as well. So, you know, I saved $120 with the seatbelt, I saved $50 with the speed camera, and now I saved almost $300 with this red light ticket, which is awesome, which is nice, amazing. I like saving money. In any case, all of this is to say that, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have a dashboard camera, get yourself one, even a cheap one, that just, so long as it records what you're doing, where you're going, what you're seeing, that's all you really need. Basically, it'll help prove your innocence if need be, whether it be somebody trying to commit insurance fraud, or somebody ran a red light and hit you and said you had the red light, or when you get pulled over by the police and, you know, you're trying to prove your innocence in something. So there you have it. I think that's all I want to say. Just an update on that red light red light ticket. Just an update on that red light ticket. I am not guilty. Dashboard camera saved me money. It's a good thing to have. I spent what, $60 on that dashboard camera, and it saved me about $470. That's a good return, I think. Well, thank you all so much for watching, and like I said, pictures of what I used and the dashboard camera footage as a whole are going to be appearing at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Look at the puppy!
Puppy.
Oh, look at his face. He's barking.
It's a big no. That kind of dog, it would have been more of a bork, like a woof, woof.
Roll down your back window.
I apologize, but they don't roll down. No, sorry. But there's nobody back there. Good morning, officer. How are you? I'm sorry about that. I thought you said pull over to the right, but...
Yeah, well, I just wanted to stop, but it's fine. Can I get your license registration, please?
Absolutely. I got to reach in my pocket for the license.
That's fine.
Here's the license. Registration's on the visor. I think. Yes.
Just take it out for me, please.
Absolutely. There we go.
Thank you. Do you know why we stopped you, sir?
Probably for missing that yellow by half a
It
second.
was red light, sir. Steady red light. Alright, just stay for me in a call. Be right back.
Sure.
This is your paperwork. Getting a summons for going through a red light. You have 15 days to reply. The instructions on the back of the summons, alright? Have any questions? You can ask the judge.
Gee, I mean, is there any way to go back from this? Because that was an honest mistake. I missed it by maybe less than half a second. And this is like more than a day's
Sorry,
pay.
you've been recorded, just to let you know, right?
I know, but
If anything, you just explain your position in court and see what the judge says. Alright, drive safe, sir.